Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2024, the year of the rock, the album, Dad, Shimmy, Shimmy, AF. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Beast! I had to turn my fan around. It's actually not I want to feel the heat with somebody. It's actually I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Beast! It's very, very important. You know what is also very, very important? My trash fan. And I have no idea where it is. I cannot find it anywhere. So for those of you that don't know, I have a fan that says trash on it. I save it for very important videos, like this video today. Now, you Colleen Ballinger fans out there, listen, this is a video, and no, I am not apologizing to the Depends community. This is a video that you might want to put your Depends on for. I'm just saying, y'all, you Colleen Ballinger and Miranda Sings fans out there, you might, JoJo Siwa, Joey Graceffa, oh, you just did a video together? Oh, trust me, I'll be covering that later this week. JoJo Siwa, Colleen Ballinger, Todrick Hall, all of you good Judies of Colleen Ballinger out there and Miranda Sings, you might, that's also been problematic in her videos, you might also want to strap on your Depends today, because you might shit yourself. I'm just saying, okay? You might shit yourself, and we wouldn't want that, because then it's a mess all over the place, and I mean, she's already made a mess, so. But anyway, I want to dance with somebody. Peace. Now, I haven't filmed a video over here in 2 days, because I have had a very busy weekend, okay? And by very busy, I mean that I finished season 10 of The Walking Dead. I did. Oh my God. I finished season 10 of The Walking Dead. I'm on season 11. I am on episode 6. There are 24 episodes. My plan is to finish it this week so I can start watching other things. I am actually loving it though, but every night, all of my dreams are about zombies and running in the woods and all this kind of stuff. It's completely ruined my life. The Walking Dead has completely ruined my life. I have literally like a show of I have a list of shows, like 30 shows that I want to binge this spring and summer, but I have to finish The Walking Dead. And then when I finish The Walking Dead, I've already finished Fear the Walking Dead. Then when I finish The Walking Dead, then I have to watch Daryl Dixon, the spinoff. I have to watch The Ones Who Live, the spinoff. And I have to finish the one with Negan and Maggie. I don't know which one that's called. I think it's called The World Beyond or something like that. I have so many spinoffs of The Walking Dead to watch. I have other shows I want to watch as well. But no, I had a very busy weekend. We went to a wedding on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. And then yesterday, we spent the day with Alex's family for Mother's Day. We had a fantastic time. I actually did vlog, though. I vlogged the whole weekend, so kept up with my vlogs. People are always like, you haven't posted in 5 days. I'm like, I literally filmed an hour-long vlog yesterday. And people are like, I'm really worried about you. You haven't posted at all. I'm like, well, my vlog channel has an hour and 4-minute vlog from yesterday. I did vlog yesterday. So if you ever wonder where I'm at, just go check out my vlog channel. I vlog almost every single day over there. People say it's like a podcast. They're like, oh my God, I love to listen to this while I do my makeup. And I just tell stories in my life and share memories of things like that and things I'm thinking of. It's just like, I'm just like we're sitting there talking. That's what it is. It's just like you're sitting on my front porch talking to me and we're drinking some coffee and, you know, having a good time. This is more like, well, I used to do them downstairs, so I'd say we're like sitting in a kitchen, but this is like a sleepover and we're just like, you know, hanging out. Like me and my good Judy Tawny Jean, and we're just like hanging out and she's asking me what I think about all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I had a really good weekend. Did y'all have a good weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Are you rested? It is like 82 degrees in Indianapolis outside and it is full sunshine, but the landscapers are outside, which is why I am not doing sitting outside filming this video, because they're like, you know, driving by and blowing stuff and it's real loud out there and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to film it in the bedroom today and just like burn up because it's like 105 degrees in here. So anyway, I missed you guys this weekend. I missed you so much. Okay, so let's get into this video because I'm already at, this is a short intro. It's just like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Listen, I have no idea how long this video is going to be. People are like, you made these 50 minutes. I'm like, I never know. I always think it's going to be like a 15 or 20 minute video and then it ends up being like 45 minutes. But that's not my plan. So I actually have a lot of drama videos this week. I have like 4 planned and outlined drama videos for you guys this week. I know! It's summer, and the drama's coming back because these people they just cannot stop with their shenanigans and their foolishness, right? They cannot. And I'm going to have to look for my trash fan because they're bringing out the trash. And if I had my trash fan, I could find it. Trust me, today we will be talking about, well, we are going to be talking about some trash, Colleen Ballinger. But if I had my trash fan today, I would be using it. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. I'm every woman. I should just do a Whitney Houston medley because we're going to bring the receipts, Whitney, the receipts today. Okay, so I was rolling through the Twitter. I think this was yesterday, actually. I was rolling through the Twitter, and I saw that Becky, who is one of Colleen Ballinger's victims, and if you don't like that word, then you can take that up with Rolling Stone and Yahoo News and CNN and everybody else that's reported on it. You know, you don't have to just come for Peter Monn, okay, with his 5,000 views. You can take it on an international level because they also call Becky one of Colleen Ballinger's victims. In fact, I actually just looked up about 5 articles because I wanted to let you guys know, in case you don't know who Becky is. So, this is who Becky is. I found this quote in here, and this is from an article, and it says, the person named Becky involved in the video made a TikTok explaining how she was uncomfortable and felt sexually violated as a minor on stage at one of the Miranda Sings shows. She says, her quote is, Colleen exploited my minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect my safety at the show. At this time, almost a year later, we have heard nothing from Colleen Ballinger about this. In fact, she's hinted out that she wants to do her show again. She's hinted out about this, about going on tour again. She's talked about it in some of her vlogs, which we'll get to this in a second, but, oh, girl, they're sad. They are sad. There's Drama Channel videos out there that are getting 3 times as many videos as you are, but you're friends with those people, so you probably know them, girl. Maybe they could help you with your channel a little bit. Maybe they could help you with their channel, right? So anyway, maybe they could interview you for their channel. That would be really cute, wouldn't it? They've got predator protectors in one video, and then they interview you in another. Somebody asked me, like, I did a Q&A, and somebody was like, would you interview Colleen Ballinger? No, I wouldn't. I have nothing to ask Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger has a lot to say. She has nothing to answer. There's nothing. She knows what the questions are. Colleen Ballinger knows what the questions are. There's no interview to be done about, I don't care what Colleen Ballinger has gone through the last year since this has all happened. I don't care. Colleen Ballinger doesn't care what she put her victims through, which were her fans. I think that's one thing that kind of gets lost in the mix. You know, it's like these people that have come out and shared these stories, like Adam McIntyre, like Becky, like Oliver, that have shared their stories of exploitation by Colleen Ballinger and by her family. You know, they were super fans of Colleen Ballinger. They're people that helped her career for a very, very long time, okay? So we're not just talking about people that, like, hated Colleen Ballinger from the get-go, right? We're talking about people, not the get-go gas station. Not the get-go gas station, but from the get-go. We're not talking about people. It's like, you know, when Jaclyn Hill's husband came out and said the haters, what he was referring to is the people that used to love Jaclyn Hill, but because she never responds to anything that ever comes out about her, that's like very, very serious, like whether she owned her own business or the lipstick gate and things like that, because she never, they call them haters. But those are actually, when you read the comments, what people say under Jaclyn Hill's like Instagram and things like that is that I used to love you. I used to be a super fan. I used to buy everything that you put out there, but you stole the name of a business of a smaller creator and never addressed it, right? And so they're super fans that have turned into people that are highly critical of them, right? And that's exactly what happened with Colleen Ballinger, because she exploited these people, right? And so it's not like, I think that's the misconception, is a lot of these people are like, well, a lot of people that are like, you know, fans of Colleen to this day, I don't know how, but those people that are always defend her and are like, oh, these are haters. They were not haters. They were people that loved Colleen. I mean, Becky was at her show. She was at one of Miranda Sings' shows, and she felt like she was exploited, right? So I keep on saying exploited, really weird. She felt like she was exploited, right, at the show. And so she was at her show. She paid good money to be at that show, right? And she didn't feel safe leaving the show. The stories are like, and there's tons and tons of stories of people feeling very, very similar about this. Every one of these victims, Colleen Ballinger or her family members have used to some degree to further the career of Colleen Ballinger, right? So the fact that she doesn't even come out and address it on that you have these fans that used to love you, but you did these, like, I'm not talking about stupid little things, okay? I'm not talking about maybe she got something wrong in a video or whatever. I'm talking about really problematic stuff that she did, right, with these fans. And so the fact that she, a year later, if she hasn't addressed it by now, we already know that she's not going to address it, right? So anyway, but I was sitting actually out of my, so if you go to Colleen Ballinger's, her Instagram, okay, it says on here, Colleen Ballinger, now see, I don't follow Colleen Ballinger. I know there's some drama channels out there that feel like they need to follow Colleen Ballinger. Their excuse is, well, I have to follow her and have her notifications on, and James Charles and JoJo Siwa and these people, because if I don't, then I won't find the news. Well, it took me 2 seconds to look up Colleen Ballinger on Instagram, just to show you that the drama channels that say that, they're following Colleen Ballinger and James Charles because they want to get invited to things. Like, those are the same people that show up at JoJo Siwa's premiere party. There's no reason for a drama channel, commentary channel, anybody to be at, there's not any reason for anybody to be at JoJo Siwa's premiere party, okay? I don't know why you would be there as a commentary channel when Colleen Ballinger is there as well. And if you're there, then what you really should be there for is a soundbite to ask Colleen Ballinger and JoJo Siwa about the allegations that came out a year ago. Or what you're really saying is you really don't give a shit about the victims. All you really care about is being invited to these big Hollywood parties. I guess that's what you're saying, right? Because I wouldn't interview her. I would never, there's no questions I have to ask her or anything like that. And I sure as shit don't need to follow her on any social media. Period, end of story, you know? And so, I mean, look, to make this very, very clear, I never go to TikTok, and it came out a while ago that I was, like, following James Charles on TikTok. I totally had no clue about that whatsoever. And so I just went in and unfollowed everybody off TikTok. I was, like, happy they brought it to my attention, actually, because I don't want anybody to be confused that I'm following. See how simple it is? You don't need to come out and, like, have this performative video and figure out what you're going to say. You just say, hey, listen, I didn't know that I was following James Charles, so I unfollowed everybody. It was also brought to my attention that I had, like, from 6 years ago, a pinned comment of his up on my videos, right? Well, I just went in there and blocked James Charles off my channel. So James Charles, I mean, I didn't remember that, right? I was glad that somebody brought it to my attention. This is where it's so confusing to me when people are like, I don't know what to say in a video. I don't know how to come out and address this. They don't come out and address it because they don't want to come out and address it, okay? Because they don't want to do the right thing. Because they're so scared that maybe Colleen Ballinger will, you know, do something for them in the future, or James Charles will do something for them in the future. I don't give a fucking rat's ass about that. Period. End of story. I don't care. Okay? That's why I done blocked James Charles off. That pinned comment, if it can't still be up there because I done blocked him off my channel. If it is, that's a mystery of YouTube. I don't know why, right? I don't need any accolades from James Charles or Colleen Ballinger. The rest of them people out there, they do. She do. That's why they're going to the premiere parties. I wouldn't trust nobody that showed up to a premiere party of JoJo Siwa's or had any of them people. I wouldn't trust none of them people, okay? Back in the day, we got so criticized so highly. I mean, we literally, when I think back on like 2016, 2017, 2018, the word bias, I mean, I even made videos about it, was a huge issue, okay? Over somebody being sent a pallet. Now we have commentary channels that are huge, okay? And they are showing up to a Predator Protector's premiere party where Colleen Ballinger is in presence, and nobody has an issue with that. There's no discussion of bias. There's no discussion of how did they even get on that list. There's no discussion about how were they even invited. It wasn't like you just showed up. You had to be invited to that, right? There's no discussion about that at all, right? Like, that is crazy to me. I don't think people really know the shit that we went through back then of being worried about what we were going to say in a video and would it come across as bias. And every video I did, people would say, just admit to your bias, then go over there and sing it to those people. Say, on every one of their JoJo Siwa, Colleen Ballinger, James Charles videos, why don't you thread over there in the comment sections, hey, why don't you check your bias at the door, okay? Why don't you just admit that you're biased? Why don't you, that was the comments that I got back in the day. It's baffling to me, right? So we went through this whole thing where we really did check our bias, right? We stopped following those people. We stopped talking to those people. We stopped accepting PR from those people. Period, end of story. Nobody cared, right? Now flash forward 4 years as people done copied the recipe and the sauce of what we did, and now they're going to predator protectors, premiere parties where predators are present. Like, that's crazy to me, and that nobody is saying anything about it. And if you say anything about it, you're jealous, or you're pissed, or whatever. Baby, I ain't jealous, okay? I think it's a bad look. I don't respect not one thing you say about anybody. Not just about Colleen Ballinger, not just about JoJo Siwa, about anybody. I don't respect anything you all have to say about anybody, okay? And I don't know. If the shoe fits, wear it, baby. I don't know. People always want to guess who I'm talking about. I'm talking about 3 or 4 different people, okay? If the shoe fits, wear it. I don't respect, you don't, listen, nothing that you have to say do I respect. Period, end of story, okay? Because I think it's a bad look. What it says is, I only care about the money and the fame. I do not care about the information that I'm providing to my audience. Period, end of story, okay? Well, shit, you never share your opinion anyway. You always just walk a fine line and share the information, you know, and then go, oh, judge, blah, blah, blah. So you make sure that you get on those lists, right? Well, I'll tell you something, okay? I shared this before. My husband and I used to watch Chelsea Handler on the Round Table every single night. Now, I know some of you children are too young. You don't remember all this, okay? But back in the day when Chelsea Handler had her talk show every night, and she'd have 3 guests on there at the Round Table, I'll never forget the night that Perez Hilton came on there, okay? And she's asking Perez Hilton all these questions about this celebrity and that celebrity. He wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't say anything. Zip. He would just mouth shut. He wouldn't say anything. My husband and I looked at each other and we're like, he is too worried about getting in, because he was at that point going to Hollywood parties and all kind of stuff. That's when Perez Hilton sold out his career, okay? Was when he started being too worried about being a celebrity, going to the celebrity parties, being a celebrity, you know? Listen, you cannot run a party and be a guest at the party at the same time. You need to figure out what you want to be, okay? You need to figure out if you want to be a commentary channel or if you want to be famous. Go ahead and be famous, but if you're going to be famous, you're going to be the drama, okay? So just get ready, strap yourself in, because you're going to be the drama. Trust, you are, okay? So, you know, I don't respect anything that those people have to say. But let's get back to Becky, okay, for a second. So, now, like I said, I don't follow Colleen Ballinger's Instagram. I don't have any reason to follow Colleen Ballinger's Instagram. There's no reason. There's no reason for any of these people to follow. And I could go in there right now and look at her follow list, and I can tell you right now, 2 or 3 commentary channels follow her. There's no reason why. You're endorsing a predator is what you're doing, okay? And the fact that we got called out for receiving a pallet from somebody that I didn't even ask for that pallet from 4 to 5, 6 years ago, and then people are full on following him, showing up, it's baffling to me. No, I ain't jealous. I'm confusion is what I am, okay? I'm straight up confusion. I am confusion to the 9th degree. I do not understand, okay? I don't understand why people don't care. And back then, you know, I mean, we were talking about some pretty serious shit, right? But not on the level of Colleen Ballinger or James Charles, period, end of story. I mean, like, with victims that they were hurting and things like that. I mean, it's baffling to me. I mean, I am, like, so confused over it. I really do not understand it, you know? So anyway, I was looking on Colleen Ballinger's Instagram because I wanted to look and see what the comments were like underneath one of her pictures, because I wanted to see if they matched the comments on Becky's tweet that she put out. And I noticed under here it said, I'm Colleen, I like rocks. Because, you know, her entire vlog channel, which she can't get no views on to save her life anymore. I don't know how Colleen's vlog channel, well, she must have so much money saved, but I'm telling you right now, I know how money works, okay, on YouTube. I heard somebody say something like, so many views equals this amount of money, and I was like, you are so wrong. I don't know what you're talking about, but you are wrong with that estimate, okay? You must have views bought and subscribers bought and shit like that. And I called up about 3 people, and I was like, do you think this number is right? And they're like, no, that is so low. And I was like, that person must be buying and subs and views and things like that to quote that number, because that number is low. Colleen Ballinger must have saved so much money, because she ain't making no money on that vlog no more. Period, end of story. I'm telling you right now, okay? With the views she's getting. But anyway, she's Colleen and she likes rocks. So, you know, I was thinking about that as I was sitting out here on my front porch drinking my coffee. I just got back from my hairdo. Oh, that was the other thing. I got my haircut today. I got cut real short. My dog Boo Radley, he got his summer cut, and I thought I'd get my summer cut too. So I got my hair cut real short today. People in the vlog, they said don't do it. Well, a couple people said do it, but some people were like, no, just leave it long. I was like, no, I need it real short. So anyway, I was sitting on my front porch, you know, and I was looking, we got this like row of rocks, you know, that goes down our walkway. And I was thinking about Colleen because I looked up her Instagram, and then I was thinking about Becky, you know. And Becky is somebody that's come out and shared her story, and she's gotten death threats. People recognize her all the time. People say the most hellacious shit to her. I mean, Becky has received, and Oliver too, have received a lot of shit, okay, for coming out and sharing their stories, telling their truth, all right? This is why people want to say things like, well, James Charles victims don't come out and talk. James Charles victims never press charges. James Charles victims this. And this is how James Charles gets away with it, right? Because Becky and Oliver come out and talk about it, and they get on the H3 podcast, and that's it, right? They get death threats. They get people shaming them. They get people calling them the most horrific names in the entire world. To this day, they still do, okay? And they've made no money off this. It's not like they're putting out a line of merch and things like that, right? I think she should, though. I think Becky should put out a line of merch. I think they should make some money off this. But this is, I want people to understand this, right? Like, this is why people don't come out and talk about it, all right? You know, Kat Timbarge tweeted out something last week sometime. I referenced it in another video, and she said something like 80 or 90. She cited some statistic that like 90% of SA predators never are like charged or convicted because most of their victims don't want to come out because of the shame and the guilt associated with it. Now you got two people that have come out and shared their stories, and Adam McIntyre on top of that. They've shared their stories, and they get death threats. Adam had to move. Okay? Got death threats. Their families are, you know, everything about them is doxxed. I mean, people think this is okay, right? Okay, well, this is why abuse victims don't come out and share their stories. This is why people that are exploited don't come out and share their stories. Because A, they're not believed, and B, when people want to talk about mob mentality, you want to talk about mob mentality with Colleen Ballinger's fans coming for somebody that nobody even knows on Twitter, sharing her story about how she felt, sharing a TikTok about how she felt at a Colleen Ballinger show, and then it explodes, and all of a sudden she's getting called the most nasty names in the entire world. Yeah, I think Becky should make a few dollars off that. I really do. So, Becky, this is what I think. I was sitting out in my front yard, and I saw this rock out there. This is a big rock, okay? This keep Colleen Ballinger busy all day long, this rock right here, okay? I think that Becky should make merch, okay, with her picture on it at the show, and she should say, Colleen, play with rocks, not kids. That's what I think. I think that Becky should do that. I think if Becky sold that merch, I actually think Becky would make quite a bit of money. Hell, I'd buy that t-shirt. I'd wear it on my video, you know? But I think that's an important thing, right? I think that's an important thing to say, that this is the reason why these victims, this is why James Charles is getting away with what he got away with back then today. This is why James Charles has a thriving career, okay? This is what he banked on. But these victims will not come out and talk about it because who's going to believe them in comparison to me? He said in his video he understood the power differential. Colleen Ballinger understands the power differential. She understands, okay, that she's got a lot more pull than Becky does. The thing is, she didn't realize the timing of it, that Adam, Becky, and Oliver were going to all come out at the same time, right, and talk about it. She done screwed the pooch with that, okay? Now, I know that's probably not what she wanted to screw, but she did. She screwed the pooch, okay? When she came out with all that kind of stuff. So when people want to sit here and say all this kind of shit, the excuse that they always go to was, well, if these allegations were that serious and somebody would press charges, you're talking about, I mean, you're talking about years and years of a lawsuit. You think these people have money like that to give away their life? They don't, okay? But what they do have is they have their voice. And so they share their stories. And with that comes public shame, public scrutiny, public criticism, doxing, being put down. And that's a horrific shit. That's some horrific shit, okay? If that were your child, if Becky was your daughter, would you talk to her that way? Because there are grown-ass women that could be Becky's mother that are speaking to her the same way, okay? Now, if that were your child, do you think that's okay to speak to her that way? You know, in a world that we live in today? No, this is why victims don't come out and share their stories. This is why. And this is an important part, right? To talk about this. So I just wanted to point that out because that's important, okay? You know, one of my issues, people always ask me, what are your issues with commentary channels showing up at premiere parties or commentary channels having predator protectors or defenders in their videos or doing this or hanging out with them or doing whatever they're doing with them? Okay? Whatever you're doing. So, my issue with that is that from the beginning, and I was around at the beginning, okay, of drama commentary channels, our job was to, yes, entertain, but also to bring information to the consumer, to bring information to the consumer and let you guys know what was going on with the creators whose pockets you were lining with money, right? By buying their palettes, by buying their merch, by going to their shows and things like that. Well, back in the day when we were talking about beauty influencers, it was a different story. It was about their collaborations and their palettes and things like that we were talking about, right? Okay. Well, then what happened was, you know, we were doing these videos, we were bringing attention to people and things like that about who these people really were at their core. People have said for years, you guys never highlight the positive things of that. If we didn't, We used to talk about all the positive things. Hell, I just did a video the other day singing Jaclyn Hill's praises about her weight loss journey. I think she's inspiring. We have done that for years, okay? But then what happened was we started getting these channels that were doing these deep dives on people, okay? And then the deep dives were like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. I know my videos are long too, but I'm talking about there were 2 or 3 channels, and they were diving into every piece, dissecting everything. And I think what happened is that people were real into that over a period of time, but then it was like too much. It was like, okay, people are really trying to take these people down. Then it kind of got back to, I mean, and the 4 or 5 of us that have been doing what we've been doing, we just stayed the same, right? And then it turned into this very watered down version of, let me just bring you the information and put it in a highly edited 8-minute video. Make sure it's 8 minutes, because if it's not 8 minutes, you don't get those mid-roll ads, okay? Make sure it's in an 8-minute video, put some things in there, and then let you guys decide, okay? Well, that's a watered down version. That's how you walk along the edge and you still get invited to the parties. The reason why I have an issue with it is, I don't even, to be honest with you, it's confusing to me why people call it out. I mean, all the people that were calling us out back in the day, I mean, I could get on video and I could name them, okay? Some of them are still making videos today. Those people that wanted to call us out so bad for bias and all this kind of stuff back in the day, and we're so biased towards these people, I don't hear them saying anything today, right? Why? Because they're, first of all, they are huge fans, okay, of these defenders like Manny MUA. They're huge fans. So when they said that we had bias back in the day, well, they are fully fledged members of the bias community, okay? Because they never once come out and say anything about Manny MUA, because they're Manny MUA supporters, period, end of story, right? Okay, well, people are like, well, you don't like Manny MUA. No, I don't dislike Manny MUA. I take issue with the fact, okay? I was somebody that supported Manny for a very, very long time. And Manny gets in a video and defends Colleen Ballinger. Manny and Laura have this long conversation about the victims. Don't do their research. Take the video down. Never address it. Manny has problematic stuff in videos with Colleen Ballinger as well. Never discussed it. And then a commentary channel has Manny in her biggest video on her channel, and she doesn't even ask him about it? I mean, are you kidding me? If this happened 5 years ago, that channel would be gone, okay? Period, end of story. So what they're doing is dangerous to the drama commentary channel because they're taking away our credibility, right? One of the things that we said years ago was that if we got a fact wrong in a video, it was important for us to come out and correct that fact. It's something I've done in my videos for a very long time, okay? It's the reason why, in talking about Colleen Ballinger, when the whole green face versus black face came out, that the attention was not on that story, okay? That's why that was important to talk about, right? Because we needed to stay on the facts. That's one of the things that even as many people out there that want to like say, oh, drama commentary channels have no ethics and blah, 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 and we're shady and this and blah, 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 whatever. That's one of the things that the majority of us have stuck to, is trying to stay to the facts, right? Yes, we throw in our opinion because people want to hear our opinion. When I didn't throw in my opinion for a good year, people were like, you don't ever share your opinion anymore. That's why I share my opinion, okay? But the reason why we did that was and stuck to the facts of what they put out there on Twitter, of what they put out there on Instagram, of what they put in their YouTube videos, was because we wanted to stick to the facts. If we didn't stick to the facts, then it took away our credibility, okay? So the fact that you're having these people on your videos going to premiere parties where you can't call them out. You have no credibility, period, end of story, you know? I have no problem getting in a video in 1 second calling out Shane Dawson for doing something problematic and congratulating him on something else. Period. And I've done it for years. I've done it for years, you know? And so, to me, it's a really bad look and it takes away our credibility. As drama commentary, gossip tea channels, it 100% takes away our credibility, right? Okay, that's where my issue is. So anyway, let's get back to this. So, where am I at on time? Am I almost at the... Okay, I'm 28 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's just stop it here. Okay, because I knew I was gonna get right in the middle of this and it was gonna stop. So I noticed that Becky tweeted out, or she retweeted somebody's tweet. Hold on a second, let me get into it. She retweeted somebody's tweet, and somebody put up Colleen Ballinger's Instagram story that it's her standing in front of the I don't know what that's called. What's that? The Arc de Triomphe, is that what that is? In Paris. And it says, seeing Taylor Swift with my best friend in Paris today and I'm unwell. And all these people are like, is she talking about Corey DeSoto? She didn't talk about Corey DeSoto in a minute, okay? I don't think her and Corey DeSoto are friends anymore. If they are, then they're keeping on the DL, okay? She's very good at that. Colleen Ballinger, like, listen, okay? They used to do talk shows about men on the DL back in the day. I think that if you looked up on the DL. It's men in the 80s and Colleen Ballinger, I think, is people on the DL, okay? But I don't know who she's talking about. She has this gal all over her Instagram. It's just some famous person. I have no clue who this woman is, okay? But she's just smiling at a storm with her friend Colleen Ballinger. I'm like, all right, girl. So Becky retweets this, and she puts out, she didn't go to the Eras tour in LA because she was in such deep shit at that moment that she was scared of being made fun of. So she went to Paris instead. Paris Swifties, y'all have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever, okay? And I saw this. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I actually, you can go fact check this. I talked about this in my vlog a couple days ago. So one of our best friends, Melissa and Jason, they're actually in Paris right now for the Taylor Swift show. They took their nieces to it. And what I said in the video the other day, go fact check this, okay, is that the reason that they went to Paris and said that here, they've actually seen her here in Chicago and I think maybe St. Louis, Chicago, and somewhere else. But anyway, the reason that they went to Paris was because they wanted to go to Paris. But the whole trip to Paris, including the Taylor Swift tickets, of which Melissa and Jason, their nieces, are sitting like 3 rows behind Taylor Swift's family. The whole trip, going to Paris, getting the tickets there, they got much better seats than you could get at any major arena in the United States, right? And it's easier to get there because the waiting lists aren't the same way. And so that's probably why Colleen Ballinger went there, was because Colleen Ballinger don't have no kind of pull anymore. I don't think Colleen Ballinger could probably get tickets to go see Taylor Swift in LA. But yes, I do agree that Colleen Ballinger ain't going to show up to Taylor Swift in LA because too many people there are going to notice her, okay? She's going to get booed out of the arena like Kim Kardashian at the Tom Brady roast, okay? And she should, right? Show up, go there, girl, but come as you are. Come as you are. Anyway, I was talking about Nirvana the other day, so I had to sing that song. But I thought this was interesting, but I was like, okay, I want to read the comments underneath here, because the comments will be very telling. They'll either be like, oh, leave Colleen alone, or they'll be something else. And I was like, I want to see if people are still over Colleen, okay? So I'm reading underneath here. And Becky said right underneath there, now I'm not condoning anything crazy, but a few glares her way would be more than sufficient for her ego to be hurt, LMAO. Okay, so she wanted to clarify. She wasn't saying telling anybody to do anything crazy, okay? And then somebody said, I'm condoning public shaming, referring to what happened to Becky, right? And Becky said, sometimes the court of public opinion deems it necessary. And that's exactly what Colleen Ballinger is in. She is in the court of public opinion. And I know that people don't like that. And they're like, this isn't fair, blah, 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 blah. Was it fair for Becky to feel unsafe leaving one of her shows? I don't do shows, okay? I don't even do meet and greets. People have asked me for years. I'm like, who'd show up? 2 people. But listen, I'm telling you right now, if that alone came out and I was Colleen Ballinger, I would feel so bad that somebody at my show felt embarrassed, shamed, and unsafe to leave my show. On that piece alone, she could have taken that piece, she could have ignored the rest of it, and she could have come out with that piece alone and said, Becky, she could have contacted Becky directly. She's never done that, okay? She could have contacted Becky directly on any of her social media, and she could have said, hey, listen, I feel so bad. I was not aware of this. I don't ever want a fan of mine that has paid good money to come to my show to feel embarrassed, to feel any kind of shame, to feel exploited, and to leave my show feeling unsafe. The fact that she didn't do that as a grown woman with children, that she doesn't care at all, okay, is what she's saying is, I don't believe this. This is just somebody that's on the bandwagon. Well, needless to say, this is how you treat your fans, Colleen. This whole thing is an experiment in how Colleen Ballinger treats her fans, which is interesting because for years I've heard behind the scenes, long before this, that Colleen Ballinger doesn't give a shit about her fans, that she uses her fans because all she really cares about is the fame and the money, okay? I mean, Colleen Ballinger, if you look at bits and pieces of like putting Jaclyn Hill in that circle at Christmas, to talk about all those people, I think we should revisit that, okay? I think we should revisit Jaclyn Hill coming out and saying that Colleen Ballinger shamed her at her own Christmas party. We should probably look at that Christmas party because the people that were at that Christmas party, the people that have shown up at Colleen Ballinger's Christmas party are probably the same people that were at the public viewings of Trisha Paytas' OnlyFans, okay? Because if she invited them to her Christmas party, they got to be that close. Unless it's this gal that's her best friend that's going to Paris with her, or Corey DeSoto, or whoever. It's always interesting whenever I speculate about who was at these viewing parties. Trisha Paytas knows that there were viewing parties, okay? There were a lot of people that were at those viewing parties. Ain't nobody come out and spoke yet. You know why? Because it's going to ruin their complete career. Why one of these people hasn't come out and said, yeah, I was there one time and I'm completely ashamed and embarrassed. Now, let me tell you all the other people that are there. These people don't give a shit about the right thing to do. They only care about their money and their fame. That is the only thing. Because if they lose their sponsorships or they lose anything, do you think they're going to go down the ship of Colleen Ballinger? They don't care. They don't care about Colleen Ballinger any more than they care about their fans. They only care about the money and the fames, the likes and the views. That's all they care about, right? They don't care about doing the right thing. The fact that not one person has come out and said, you know, like, yeah, I heard Colleen say this, or yeah, I did this, except for her ex-husband, that nobody has come out and said anything, period. I mean, this is how scared these people are of losing their career like Colleen Ballinger has. So I went under here. I was quite surprised about the comments, honestly. Somebody said, Taylor, bring out a ukulele challenge. Somebody said, I can't think of words. I'm so irritated. She shouldn't be there. Just because time has passed doesn't mean we've forgotten. She should experience the same reactions there that she would have gotten at the LA shows. And I'm not sure that she didn't. Somebody said, I don't condone hate, but you can't just expect to get away with that. And you know what? I just want to say this. What I love about this post is the fact that Becky comes out and clarifies, I'm not telling you guys, I'm not condoning anything horrible. This person in the comment section says, I don't condone hate. She has never, Colleen Ballinger has never done that. She has never come out and said, to the people that used to be my fans, do not send them any hate. Don't send them death threats. Don't dox them. She has never once said that. Period, end of story, okay? I've made it very, very clear. I got a lot of people out there that don't like me, okay? I'm telling you right now, I don't condone any kind of hate, period, end of story. Just because they don't like me, I'm not about all that, okay? Don't send them people hate. You don't, listen, just don't. I don't condone that, okay? So the fact that she wants to, and I'm talking about somebody that's being mean to me, okay? She won't even say that about her own victims. She won't even come out and tell her own fan base, okay? She just says, I thank you so much, which is a subtle, keep on doing it, is what it is, right? But here you have supporters of Becky saying, I don't condone hate. You have Becky clarifying in her own tweet that she's not condoning anything negative towards Colleen, just a few glares, right? Crazy to me. Somebody said, we need to get Taylor Swift to dedicate her song Mean to Colleen for her abuse against little children and the now adults she abused. And you know, it's interesting because Colleen Ballinger put out this picture and she was like, Happy Mother's Day with her and her friend. And I'm not posting these pictures because it's got her friend in it too. And I don't know who that gal is. And so I'm not going to put her in the pictures. But she was like, Happy Mother's Day. And I wanted to say, oh, do you mean Happy Mother's Day to the mothers of all the victims of the kids that you exploited? I mean, do you care about them at all? So we should care about you as a mother. We should give a shit about Colleen Ballinger as a mother playing with fucking rocks when she doesn't give a shit about the other mothers, period, end of story, okay? At all. You know, people a lot of times will say to me, why is Peter, you know, always side with Adam McIntyre, blah, 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 whatever, and all this kind of stuff. And I don't always agree with everything that Adam McIntyre says or does. I want to make that 100% clear, okay? First of all, don't take my words and twist them. I cannot stand, this is when you will never get me to address something, okay? Is when you literally take my words, twist them, and put quotation marks around them. No, I'm done. You will not get me to comment on that. Okay, because that's another time that I lose respect for you. You want me to respond to something? I ain't responding to nothing. When you literally twist my words, take something, blow it up, and put quotation marks around something that I never said, no ma'am. Don't ever fucking misquote me. Okay, you got the wrong one. Okay. When I was ready to serve out some apologies and things like that, I was like, oh no, I wouldn't watch all that shit back. I was like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Period, end of story, okay? But people ask me a lot. They're like, why do you, like, you know, defend Adam McIntyre? Well, first of all, it's the right thing to do, okay? Number one. Number two, okay, is that I've gotten close with his mother, Sinead. His mother is a mama bear. I adore his mother. His mother is how my mother would be in this situation, okay? Period. His mother is how I hope every mother would be in this situation. Period, end of story. I think that woman is a fantastic mother, okay? Period, end of story. The fact that she hadn't gotten online and said more than she has said, and she moderates his streams and all this kind of stuff, and she has pretty much stayed silent. She said a few things here and there. I give it to her, okay? But she don't have a public voice. I do, okay? I don't speak for Adam McIntyre. He can speak for himself. But I'm going to support the mothers out there, the victims that got hurt, that they don't have a voice, okay? Because I can tell you right now, I bet there's a lot of parents that wish that they could speak up, and they don't have those voices, okay? So I'll support Adam for his mother that can't come out publicly and do that. And if y'all have a problem with it, get in fucking line. Period, end of story, okay? I am so tired of people like, it is such a weird vibe to me that people are coming for me and coming for other drama channels that are calling Colleen Ballinger out. Like, you're pissed that we're calling out a predator. You're pissed at me because I'm calling out James Charles, okay? That literally got in a video and has victims. He said, to my victims, okay? And people have an issue with that. What that says to me immediately when people say that, oh, he's constantly coming for Colleen, he's constantly coming for James Charles. What you're saying is, you side with predators. You done lost me on that one, okay? You done lost me at Easter dinner on that one, okay? That's the point at Easter dinner when if you were in my family or my friends, if you said some shit like that, I'd get up and walk out of the house, okay? And I think everybody else should too, all right? We're not talking about Patrick Starr rolling his eyes at a meet and greet, all right? We're not talking about Jeffree Star and Manny MUA, releasing pallets on the same day. We're talking about Colleen Ballinger making a fan, okay, that was underage at the time, feel unsafe to leave the venue where her show was, took her money, never addressed an apology, and never even said, I feel horrible that a fan of mine was at my show that felt unsafe. I can tell you right now, if Colleen Ballinger had ever come out and said that, my guess, and I don't want to put words in Becky's mouth, but if she had said that at the very beginning, Becky probably wouldn't have had a whole lot to say after that. She would have said, I'm happy that she acknowledged it. She reached out to Becky and said, Becky, I am so sorry that you ever felt this way. And I never want to, on that instance alone, I'm not talking about all of it, okay? She got a lot of work to do and a lot of apologies to make. But to Becky alone, she couldn't have made a public apology. She don't have a problem posting pictures all over the place. She could have made a public apology in a video and said, I never want a fan of mine to leave feeling unsafe. Is there I'm just asking this question, okay? Is there any fan out there or any creator out there, any creator that's watching the show, please sound off in the comment section below. If you had a show, would you ever want your fans to leave unsafe? This was literally the entire thing that happened with TanaCon, right? That all of those fans of Tana Mongeau's felt unsafe. They couldn't get inside. But on a huger level, right? The implications of what Becky's talking about, she's talking about it on a whole other level of feeling exploited, okay? People took more of an issue with TanaCon than they did with Colleen Ballinger exploiting a fan at her show. Tana actually came out and addressed it, and it was affected, Colleen Ballinger, a grown-ass woman, she can't even come out and address it to a fan. So basically what she's saying is to anybody that would ever come to a show, if she ever did a show again, I don't give a shit if you feel embarrassed or ashamed at my show. I don't give a shit if you feel exploited. I don't care if you feel unsafe leaving my show. To me, that's what you get when you sign up for buying a ticket. That's what she says. And if you guys see it any other way, I don't understand how you see it any other way. She hasn't given us anything. If she had come out in a video and said, I feel horrible about this, that's something. She ain't given that. I don't know where people are coming up with these excuses and making these excuses, right? And then the people that are talking about it are the bad people. I'm a bad person talking about Jake going to Rolling Stone and telling Rolling Stone they should get rid of their magazine. It's ridiculous to me. You come for the people that you think you can, okay, to silence us. You ain't silencing me. I'm going to keep on talking. I said I was going to make a Colleen Ballinger video every month until she came out and addressed it. Baby, I'm still here making videos. You think I'm going to shut up about this? I ain't going to shut up about this. Period, end of story. I'm not going to shut up about it. Okay? Because the last time that we shut up about it was when James Charles got away with it. Okay? Having conversations with minors. A 14 and a 16-year-old. Those are the two that we know of. Okay? I proved in a video not too long ago. He said in his video that he was shaming somebody in his live stream. Whatever your TikTok feed is showing you is what you're looking for. So if James Charles wants to get in a video where he got in a video and said, I didn't know, the fuck he didn't. He said that in his own video and admitted that. His feed was showing him what he was looking for. He was looking at 14-year-olds, okay? Period, end of story, That's what he was looking at, okay? Not to mention coercing straight men into thinking that they're bi-curious and those weirdo conversations. Okay, and still continuing after that, him and all of his friends kissing the cheeks of straight guys, thinking that's cute, posting videos of straight guys lusting after straight guys, which feeds into the straight fantasy. They are no role model for the LGBTQI plus community. And today, we have Joey Graceffa in a video with JoJo Siwa, Colleen Ballinger's biggest predator protector, because she's got the biggest platform of any of them, getting in a podcast saying you can take a lie with run with it, defending Colleen Ballinger Ballinger to her millions and millions of fans, and Joey Graceffa, who is Colleen Ballinger's biggest friend, has never come out and spoken against her. And people don't have an issue with this? Like, seriously? I mean, when we talk about the whole idea of cancellation, which I don't believe in anyway, okay? I mean, people were canceled years ago for a lot less than this. Period. Okay? The fact that Joey Graceffa thinks that it's okay to get in a video with Joey Graceffa and answer the questions I never wanted to answer, okay, and feed into that, what he's using is, he's using the victim stories and JoJo Siwa defending Colleen Ballinger. I haven't even watched the video yet, and I already know that, okay? And he should have learned from his Daniel Prada interview, okay, that he don't know what he's doing over there, because Connor Franadette ate them up, okay? But he thinks it's a good idea to have JoJo Siwa. That is such a big FU to everybody out there, to all the victims, that Joey Graceffa thinks that's a cute idea, okay? And he's had JoJo Siwa in multiple videos. JoJo Siwa that has defended Colleen Ballinger, and people are like, well, she's young, she don't know the difference. Okay, well, Joey Graceffa does. Joey Graceffa is old enough to know the difference, and he's been around long enough to know the difference, and he chose to use JoJo Siwa. He called her up and asked her to be in that video, and called the video something to the effect of answering the questions I've never been willing to answer before. Knowing people were going to watch it to see if she talked about Colleen Ballinger, you're literally using the stories of victims. And you're okay with that? People are okay with this? I mean, what is so confusing to me, okay, is why people say all the time, oh, I missed Dramageddon and what happened back then. People were going crazy back in the day over pallets and rolled eyes at a meet and greet. And there are full-out predators out there that take no accountability and nobody gives a shit. And then people want to know, why do you take issue with all these people around them? Because JoJo Siwa is in a video with Joey Graceffa, and they've come out and both of them have defended her indirectly. Joey Graceffa has never he performatively unfollowed Colleen Ballinger and has never come out and addressed her. You know? Ranked Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star as worse than Colleen Ballinger. And people don't take issue with that. And I think they've done a lot of horrific shit, okay? But let's talk about what Colleen Ballinger's done. Nothing on that level. You know? I mean, I'm just like, it's baffling to me. Baffling to me. So anyway, some of these comments on here, let's get back to it. Somebody said, it's concerning that she's going to be in a place with so many minors considering she is such a groomer, somebody said, who the hell is this? And if you guys don't believe that, then just look up the definitions of these words, okay? Y'all are adults. My videos are marked for not made for kids. My videos are all made for adults. As adults, you should be able to use Google by now. You can Google what these words mean, and you will see that they apply to the implications, or they apply to the evidence that is out there about Colleen Ballinger. So you all can do your own evidence, or you do your work, okay? Somebody said, my best friend, does she mean Corey? And somebody responded and said, I don't think they're friends anymore. I watched her Christmas live stream thing, and anytime anyone asked where Corey was, it got deleted. Yeah, she's real good about that, too. You can't leave at all. I love this, okay? When people want to be so vocal about shit, and especially about, like, deleting comments and blocking people, but then, like, every comment on your video that says something to the opposite, you delete and you block that person. That is so very telling, okay? I just want to say that. Your word means nothing, period, okay? Let the people have their say in the comment sections. I do. You know, somebody said to me the other day, they said, I don't know why my comment just keeps on disappearing. And I'm like, I don't delete or block people. I have keywords that are blocked, that you can't use certain words in the comments, okay? But I don't delete people. And I very rarely, if your comment does not show up in my video, it's either because YouTube didn't like it, it's got a keyword in there, or because you got blocked. Period, end of story. I don't delete comments, I block people. If you say something that's so horrific that got you blocked, you got blocked. And it's usually not the first time, it's usually like the 6th or 8th time, okay? I let people have their say in my videos. People all the time want to say, oh, my comment got... I don't delete comments on my videos. I can't even remember the last time I deleted a comment on a video. Period, end of story, okay? People all the time wanted to say that. Oh, yeah, but you sure deleting comments all the time. Can't say one thing in defense of somebody over there or the opposite point of view, right? Because that doesn't go with your narrative. Colleen Ballinger can't leave those comments on there. James Charles can't leave those comments on there, because then it would look that it's not actually all positive people that like him. Daniel Prada don't leave negative comments on there. Joey Graceffa don't leave negative comments on there. They must have their moderators working overtime to delete those comments, right? And then somebody said, wait, is this the ukulele girl? And somebody said, yes, indeed. And somebody said, oh, that's what I thought. Bold of her to share her location, to be honest. And somebody said, I know, right? She's going to get ridiculed and it'll be fun. Interesting. Somebody said, why are all her hobbies interests the same as the hobbies and interests of her 15 and 16-year-old fans? Why is she all of a sudden a huge fangirl of Taylor Swift and going to a concert where everyone is mostly a minor? Almost like she's taking on their interests to fit in with them. Somebody said, and of course she's at a show Travis is at. Somebody said, someone bring a ukulele. Someone said, imagine being a mom and being like, my Mother's Day gift to myself is a trip to Paris for a Taylor Swift concert. She loves her kids so much, she didn't want to be with her kids on Mother's Day. Oh, she don't really care, does she? Because she doesn't care about other people's kids. If I were there, somebody said, I would try to convince as many people as I could to point and boo simultaneously. And the reason why I'm reading these is just to prove that people are really over Colleen Ballinger, okay? Imagine Taylor knowing that the ukulele is in the room. You know what the sad thing is? I mean, it's not really sad, but for Colleen it is. There was a time back in the day when Colleen Ballinger, if she hadn't done all this, she hadn't acted a fool and been this hurtful to people, and none of this had happened, that she probably would, like, I mean, she had a Netflix show, she's had bestsellers, problematic bestsellers, but she's probably somebody that would have been able to meet Taylor Swift, not through paying for a meet and greet either, okay? How far the star has fallen. I know when I say that, people will be like, there is no way. Absolutely, there's a way. Somebody said, let's hope this best friend is of age. And it goes on and on and on. And she said, I accidentally flew to Paris, and it's her and her friend, and her friend's in every picture except for this one, which is her with the Eiffel Tower. So she's got her friend. I don't know who this woman is. Does anybody know who this person is? But it's interesting when you read the comments on her Instagram, because they're completely different, okay? Because she highly edits her Instagram. Somebody said, I love that you did this. I love that she is crushing in her new set, Taylor. I love that you are doing something for yourself. I love that she's... When did Colleen Ballinger ever not do something for herself? Colleen Ballinger is one of the most selfish people I've ever witnessed ever on YouTube. She's always doing stuff for herself. Are you talking about that fundraiser that she can't come out and talk about because of misappropriated funds? Is that what you're talking about? For all of you underneath there that are 20 and younger, just Google search misappropriated funds, okay? And Colleen Ballinger, and several articles will probably come up. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, she did that? That fundraiser she did? Okay, those alleged misappropriated funds. Somebody said, if I could even express how freaking excited I have been for you, I can't, Colleen, you deserve this happiness, this moment. You know what I wish? I wish that Taylor Swift knew that Colleen Ballinger was coming to the concert, and I wish she would have said, I have my special guests, Adam, Becky, and Oliver at this concert because I honor victims. I wish that would have been the moment, okay? Now, I think I'm the moment, but that would have been the moment. Colleen Ballinger, her videos, oh my God, you guys, they are bad, okay? Like, when I looked over here, and people come to me for clickbait all the time. She has this one going, she's single. She ain't single. She's doing a podcast with her husband that ain't getting no views either, okay? She is totally clickbaiting. People, I don't ever want to hear another person say something to me that in defense of somebody else saying I clickbait titles, okay? When Colleen Ballinger's over here, she can't even clickbait. That title got 74,000 views. It's one of her most viewed vlogs, okay? Eating snails in Paris. Flying to Paris to see Taylor Swift. I'm seeing Taylor Swift in Paris. Taylor Swift is trending right now. She is using Taylor Swift in literally every title. I might use it in my title. She's going to use it in hers. I'll use it in mine. But I'll tell you what right now is interesting is it ain't helping her out at all, okay? 42,000 views, 63,000 views. She was getting hundreds of thousands of views, okay? Over a year ago. 55,000 views. Pack my kids' school lunch with me. Girl, don't nobody want to see all that. The Tortured Poets Depart. Oh, another Taylor Swift video. Now she's doing Trader Joe's is trending right now because of those bags. So she's doing Trader Joe's, 2 Trader Joe's videos back to back. Permed my lashes, 52,000 views. So she's got an audience right now. When you look at this, she's getting an average of about 50,000 views, okay? On her 3.1 million subscribers. So 50,000 people are about the amount of audience that stuck around, okay? I would say, I'll give it to her and say probably 35 to 40 of those are people that have loved Colleen for a long time. Probably 38,000 of those are probably under the age of 14. And then the other people are people that are just watching her to see if she messes up and does anything, right? She should have come out and addressed this. She should have come out and dealt with it. Because, you know, this is where when people, like, say that silence is an action, like, her not doing anything is actually doing something. Her never addressing it is actually addressing it. Her never saying anything about all that went down is actually her doing it. And, you know, the thing is that for the last like month or two, I've kind of felt like she's waiting for the right moment. Like she's waiting to go on some interview and ask her, where they ask her the questions and she can manipulate it and it can be edited the way that she's like waiting for that moment, right? That's how Colleen will address all this, is that she'll do a highly edited interview where she's basically in control of the edit and how it goes and all that kind of stuff. That's what she'll do. She ain't gonna let her career die like this. I mean, she was over a year ago getting the quadruple amount of views on her vlog. She was posting every place. She was going on tour. She was doing all this kind of stuff. She was getting ready to go on Broadway. And now she is down to getting 30 to 50,000 views a video, 60,000 views a video. She ain't gonna let this happen because in another year, it's gonna be half of that. It's gonna be 25,000 views. She cannot support her lifestyle on that, which is why she said she's downsizing and stuff like that. At some point, she's either gonna have to come out and dress this, but Colleen Ballinger will dress it the way that she wants herself to, which is why that article was written in Vanity Fair a year ago. That was her first attempt, right? The second attempt will be her doing a sit-down interview with somebody, and man, it is going to be such a highly edited video because she will want to have she is such a control freak that she will need to have control over everything that is said or put out in that video. Anyway, I think people are done. This is where I said, like, Colleen Ballinger's career is done. She has millions and millions of followers over multiple platforms, and she's getting 30 to 50,000 views a video. You think that that's not done? Is it sustainable? Not for her lifestyle. Is it sustainable for somebody, living in a small house in, Oklahoma? Yeah, but it's not sustainable for her lifestyle. Period, end of story. And her podcast with her husband's doing worse. So she's done. Colleen Ballinger done screwed the pooch. She screwed her career. And, this is where it's so interesting to me that people come out all the time and they're like, oh, I'm an image consultant or I can fix you. And she hired all these people to fix her behind the scenes and do the right thing and all this kind of stuff. She told us that, right? In the ukulele video, she said they never said I couldn't sing. So she had a team of people around her instructing her. That team of people should have said, you need to come out and you need to address it, okay? Those same people, why she only had her attorney for a month was because her attorney said, there's nothing really, this lawsuit could go on for 10 years and there's nothing that you're going to, nothing in the allegations is anything that she was going to go to jail for. She's known that for a very long time, okay? So she could have come out and addressed this 8 months ago, 10 months ago, right? She chose not to. She chose to ruin her career. Not just by her actions, not just by people speaking on it, by her inactivity, by her lack of taking accountability. That's what I would have told her to do. I would have said, you need to get in a video and you need to own it. You need to get in a video and you need to apologize to these people. You need to give them private apologies. Adam McIntyre said if he ever received that, he would stop talking about it. He would have stopped talking about her 10 months ago. All of these people would have stopped talking about it. She would have ended it. And then she could come out and say, what I've learned from this experience, how to be a better person, what I didn't realize, okay? Now that I'm a mother and I have kids, what I didn't realize about other people's kids. She could have turned it into a teaching moment. She could have gone to therapy, actually go to therapy, okay, not just playing with rocks and say she has therapists, multiple therapists that tell her what she wants to hear. She could have actually done some work on herself and come out and shown that she was a changed person. She didn't want to do that because she didn't think there was anything wrong with what she did, She could have, I don't know, it's so sad to me. And then the victims are just left in this like state of perpetually having to re-experience all this over and over and over again because they never get any closure to it, period, in a story, Well, their closure is having the last word. That's their story. And she knows whenever she come out and does an interview or shares a story about it or does a video that they're going to have something to say. Well, that's because you didn't screw the pooch, Colleen, and you never came out and addressed it, right? And that's their right. They're taking back their story. That's what they're doing. And that's their right. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.